a lot of things. Many times they would count the cycles of the moon, as we may remember, let's use smaller words. As we may remember, they would use numbers in many forms of their mythology. They would count the days as time went by. As we have heard many times in certain stories, we have heard 40 days and 40 nights, or 20 summers, or 32 springs. It's quite a bit of springs. But anyway, they would use numbers in many ways. They would count the days that would go by after each season, and they would try and figure out when would the next crop season would be, when they could grow the best type of crops. Alright, now as we move on to a different culture, a culture, I said it! Culture. I think of the Romans. We have heard of the Romans before. I'm sure you have used it many times, or at least you've seen it. I remember it being on the cover of a National Treasure movie starring Nicolas Cage. Very good movies. Didn't really like the second one, but the first one's pretty good. Alright. Now, Roman numerals would use somewhat of lines, like the first one. It would go from 1 to 4, no, actually 1 to 3, using dashes, such as the Egyptian way, except it'd be straight down instead of a dash. Now it would be 1, 2, 3. Which represent 3. Of course, one line would only represent, of course, 1. Once you got to 4, then you'd reach a line in front of a V. Now, V equals 5. So if you have a number that is smaller in front of a bigger number, it just means you subtract it from the bigger number. So once you get, a 1 in front of a 5, what does that mean, kids? Yeah, not all of you answered. But it means 4, alright? Now, what is X? Didn't go over that yet, did I? Tried to pull a fast one on you. Alright. X means 10. Yes, the big 1-0. Alright. Now, this means 10. So if you have a 1 in front of a 10, what does it mean? 9. But if you have, let's say, 1 after the X, what does that mean? It means 11. I heard someone in the back say it. Speak up! Alright. It means 11. 11. So 2 lines after it? 12. 12. Alright. Good. Alright, anyway. Now, let me give you a little taste of my past. I used to be a math teacher at the old university. Greatest years of my life. Till, of course, that one day changed everything. I was teaching algebra to my students. Easy stuff. We'd gone over it plenty of times. Review mostly. And then I realized I was supposed to be teaching them calculus. Not algebra. They got mad. Because algebra wasn't on the end of course exam. It wasn't at all. So they all failed. And the school board fired me. I don't know why. I love numbers. I mean, I counted all. Look at this table. Look at this table. 4 here. 4 squares right here on this table. And then 7 squares at the top. 4 times 7 is 28. Not 27, not 29, 28. I mean, I count these numbers all the time. I mean, it's insane. There are numbers everywhere, and people seem to forget that. I mean, you use numbers in everyday life. I mean, it's throughout history, as I've been showing you. Numbers are everywhere. From the times you wash your hair in the morning, the times you count how many cars pass your house, the times you count how many points your favorite teams earned on a basketball game. I mean, it's great. That reminds me, I have to go pick something up. Okay, wait. Okay. I'm back. I have to go pick up my laundry. Yeah, not very fun, especially when the lady that works there always gives you these looks like she's looking into you. And then when you ask her if she wants to go get coffee, she says, no. And especially with that gum, I mean, constantly chewing. Actually, I think she was a teenager, so if If we had gone, that'd make me a pedophile. Anyway, so let's move on. Alright, now let me finish my little rant about Roman numerals. As I was saying, x equals 10, and then when you add a line, it goes on and adds up. Now, if you wanted 20, that'd be 2x's, 30, 3x's, 33, 3x's, 3 lines. Or 35, 3x's, a v. Or 36, 3x's, a v, and a 1. It all adds up, kids. It all adds up. Alright. Now what if you wanted 50? 50 changes. You have to add something else. For 50, you need an L. Yes, an L. We went from a line to a V to an X to an L. Who does that? Who does that? I think someone way back then looked at these letters and said, I like that one, and that one, and that one, not so much that. But then he turned them into numbers. Although actually they didn't use this system back then. They didn't use the ABCs that we use today, so that was inaccurate. I'm sorry. Don't use that for tests or anything. Don't fail like my students. Like my students. Okay, anyway, if we move on, then L means, of course, 50. 50. 50. Alright, now if you wanted 100, then you'd have to use C. See the sea by the seashore? Sally sells seashells by the seashore? Right, anyway, say that 5 times fast, I bet you. Okay, let's move on. Now if you wanted, I believe it was 500, 500 would be represented by D. D. Alright, now for D, which would be 500, so if you wanted 600, it'd be DC, 650, DCL, if you wanted 654, DCL1V, 100 and... I'm not gonna keep on trying, that's crazy. Okay, but if you wanted 1,000, then you throw in the big one, which is M. Alright, M would be 1,000, so if you wanted 1,500, be MD, 1,600, MDC, 1,650, MDCL. I'm not going on.